Hello, yeah, we're back as part, what was it, part 10? 10 parts of this. I think it's part 10 anyway. Yeah, so we're back, and yeah, we've been running through all the Fighting Fantasy books, and then we looked at the role-playing game, the original basic first edition role-playing game, and then we looked at the first edition advanced Fighting Fantasy, which is sort of built on the really basic rules written by Steve Jackson back in 1984. So yeah, we're fast forwarding now to 2011, and it's a guy called Graham Botley. He's got this company called Arian Games, and he's decided to ask for the rights to reprint a second edition of the Advanced Fighting Fantasy rule set, and this video is going to go through all the books from then to now, including the new ones. And yeah, let's check out this list of stuff.
Board Games 4K.
Yes, it's 2011. Arian Games have they've printed this second edition version of the Fighting Fantasy Advanced Fighting Fantasy core rulebook, and yeah, we've gone over the traditional format Fighting Fantasy books, the little small books we had a moan about before. It's been replaced with this nice, I suppose it's sort of A4 in it, I don't know, nice more flat book. It's more manageable, and it's really laid out really well, and it's got all the cool rules in here. You know, the character generation's changed a little bit. Yeah, so you've got the standard Fighting Fantasy abilities of skill, stamina, luck, and the way the game has changed is that all characters now start with a skill 4, stamina 8, luck 8, and 0 magic, and you get a pool of points to distribute amongst skill, stamina, and luck, and you can only add a maximum of 3 points to skill, 4 to stamina, luck, 7 points of magic. So yeah, year after that was printed, we came up with the Hero's Companion, which is a extra rule set for it's an extra rule set. It gives you stuff about, you know, it's like stuff on it about the expert set in D&D. So yeah, there's more magic rules, stuff about hirelings and men-at-arms and stuff like that, and then you got rules for when you level up quite a bit. You've got rules for holdings and dominions, and things about wilderness adventures as well. So it really sort of fleshes the game out. You got mass battle rules in there as well, which is sort of an interesting thing. And what is it? There's also a random wilderness map generator, which is not a nice touch. So yes, the game's been fleshed out. It's like one of those rule supplements for AD&D. So that's the Hero's Companion from 2012. So I mean, when you've got a full, basically a full rule set, what do? You need a full adventure, and you've got the Crown of Kings, the whole sorcery epic, put into one campaign adventure, and this is absolutely phenomenal book. It starts off with the Shamu Tenti Hills, goes into Kara City, Port Trapsy, the Seven Serpents, and then the Crown of Kings at the end. I mean, it's the whole thing, and he's got the rights to the John Blanche artwork in the book, and it's a fantastic thing. You know, if there's one reason to dip your toe in the water of this one, it's to get hold of this, because everybody loves sorcery. I mean, I've done a little video in the last couple of days about sorcery, and yeah, actually having a band of adventurers going through together through the campaign, it's amazing. Yeah, the Crown of Kings, I think it's the first adventure module for the Advanced Fighting Fantasy second edition. So yeah, you've gone through the sorcery epic, you've had a good laugh, and you want more, and he's given you more. He's given you the Warlock of Firetop Mountain adventure to go through. I mean, it's a little bit thinner, obviously, because it's only one book, but he's got the Russ Nicholson artwork in here, and it's all laid out really well. You know, you've got a map of the Warlock's dungeon there, and yeah, I mean, yeah, it's nothing like revisiting a classic adventure. And yeah, Mr. Botley, well, it's by Brett Schofield, but I mean, obviously Mr. Botley wrote the rule set, or adapted the rule set. So yeah, it's an amazing book. It's an amazing adventure, and maybe, well, if I had to say a negative about this, it's because it's that we've already been through it hundreds of times, and we probably know what's coming, probably, but yeah, again, it's like if you go through it with a group of people, you can change things up a little bit. You know what I mean? The director, the dungeon master, can change things up. So yeah, Warlock of Far-Top Mountain, another adventure for Advanced Final Fantasy 2nd Edition. So it's about time that we want to start making our own adventures, right? We've been spoon-fed the Sorcery Epic, we've been force-fed the Warlock of Far-Top Mountain, so this is what we wanted. It's a return to Port Black Sand, and it's fantastic. I've had a look through this, everything's in there. All the districts are covered in detail. There's extra rules for ship travel and loads of other stuff. And I've been through this with a tooth comb, and I can say that this source book is absolutely brilliant. I love it. It gives you it's so much detail in this one. And if you combine it with the old one and City of Thieves, it really does give you the opportunity to really put some meat on the bones. And I've made a little game about Port Black Sand, a little board game, and I use this as the source material, and it's really good. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a right geek, don't I? But I mean, there's loads of stuff in here, and it's well worth picking this up even if you just want to read about, you know, the sort of history of the Port Black Sand and Black Sand. So remember we talked about Out of the Pit. Well, he's Andrew Wright has gone back, and he's got Out of the Pit 2, and Andrew Wright's come back. It's Out of the Pit 2, it's Beyond the Pit. This was a successful Kickstarter campaign, and we backed it because we loved the game, and all the stuff that wasn't in my covered, because obviously Out of the Pit was up to 1985, they're in here, and it's just more the same stuff. You know, the writing's still the same, it's exactly the same format. I mean, you know, like you've got the same format as Out of the Pit. And more is better, and there's some really good stuff. And if you, like I said, if you get bang into this game, I mean, we haven't got really that bang into it, you know, but if you get bang into this, it's essential toolkit for the game, and it really does expand the universe, so to speak. Yeah, Beyond the Pit, another essential book in the series. So this is a bit of an oddity, this one. It's the Titan Herbal. I mean, you know, you remember we haven't looked at it yet, but in the next video we might have a look at it. But I think Graham Botley or Arian Games, they resurrected this old game by Alexander Scott called Maelstrom, and this is sort of similar. In Maelstrom, you've got a load of herbs in the back of the book that you can use and stuff. And I suppose they thought it'd be a good idea to introduce this into this game, because it's a sort of kind of a similar thing. So yeah, you got like loads of different herbs and things that you can find in the Titan world, and you know, and it's pretty good. We backed this on Kickstarter because we're completionists. We're geeky completionists, and it's a bit of an oddity. There's nothing really quite like it really that I've seen before, and it gives you some rules and stuff, and new rules and distribution tables in the back, and it's the Titan Herbal. It's a strange entry into the series, but it's part of the Final Fantasy universe, and we've got it, and it's on the shelf, and maybe we will use it one day, maybe we won't, but it's there anyway. So we've got to remember that Final Fantasy, the universe, canon universe thing, it wasn't restricted to a medieval setting. We went into space, so that's why Graham Botley spent a lot of his time creating the Stellar Adventures with Graham Botley and Jonathan Hicks. So that's the cover art to Rebel Planet there. And I mean, this is like, it's not a supplement, it's a standalone game, and it gives you rules on ship creation, aliens, lasers. There's rules in there for robots. You know, how to construct starships is in here, and it's a complete rule set for taking your Advanced Final Fantasy 2nd Edition game out into the cosmos, and it's fantastic. It really is good. It's just what we wanted, really, and it's, like we said, it's a standalone game. It's not a supplement, which is always a good thing. And this was another Kickstarter that we backed. And how many books we got now? We got 8. This is the 8th book in the series. I mean, it's turned into a bit of a library. And Stellar Adventures. Yeah, if you've played, I think you need to play the original game. If you want to expand it and you know, explore different areas of the game, then you should get Stellar Adventures. So we're out in the middle of the universe, and we got a bit of cash because we think we're Han Solo, you know what I mean? And we go to a spaceport and we think we're going to go and buy a ship, but how do we know what ship to buy? Well, that's because you are consulting the Starship catalogue, and this is a full colour supplement of different ships that you can buy in the game, and there's 53 in all in this book, and you've got 26 modules, and there's 10 weapon classes included in this one. And I mean, so if I was a cynic, I'd say that's getting silly now, you know, let's stop right there. But no, I'm lapping it up. I love it, and it keeps the game flowing. There's more stuff, and we like more stuff, and it just makes that fighting fantasy universe even bigger. It's a Starship catalogue, a full colour. How many pages have we got now? We've got 80 odd pages, and it's fantastic, isn't it? You know what I mean? Who would have thought that this would have spawned 9 books, eh? So we had Crown of Kings, didn't we, for the medieval type adventures, and we had War of Top Mountain, and he's gone and done a 4-part adventure called the Caledarian Response. It's not the Kim Kardashian response, which is a good thing. So it's a 4-part adventure for Stellar Adventures, and what's it got to back it? Because we haven't actually played it yet. So from an innocuous space station visited on a typical trading run to a war-torn planet in need of some special assistance, are the heroes man enough, or woman enough, or gender neutral enough, or indeed woman, alien or robot? There you go. We thought he was going to be sexist, but he wasn't. So yeah, suitable for as a standalone mini campaign or as part of a larger epic. This adventure has everything you would expect from the fighting fantasy lineage. But yeah, you've got to have the cool rulebook to play this, of course, and we haven't played it, but we might play it, or it might just sit on the shelf for another 25 years. Who knows? Yeah, but it's there if you want it. You can get this from Arion Games website. I recommend that you do that if you're watching this. Get into Fighting Fantasy, Advanced Fighting Fantasy, because we want this to carry on. And if people don't play the game or don't buy his books, then it's going to finish, right? So go there and buy it. Do it. So this is the last part of the puzzle. Well, we're hoping it's not going to be. So we're hoping it's going to make more books, but we just received this last week, and it was a recent Kickstarter. It took bloody ages to get here, and it's if I'm honest with you, I mean, the content is good, but the execution isn't that great. I mean, look, the pages, they're cut really badly. Look, I don't know what he's done. I don't know whoever printed it, but it's cut really bad. Look at the top of the page. It's not good enough for the money, but it was delayed. There was problems with the print, I think, and it's not the greatest quality book in the world. I mean, some of the illustrations in this are absolutely diabolical. Where's the one? I found one, like a map type thing, and it looks like it's drawn by a 2-year-old. Look, what's that? Can you see that? That is terrible. You know, who drew that? That's Guy Gaxian crayon drawing, right? Demons of Doom. This one turns the whole fantasy, the whole advanced fighting fantasy on its head, because you are now playing demons that are going after normal player characters, right? So you've got rules in here for demon character creation, 42 different demon forms in this one. Wow, I didn't know there was that many demons. New magic items, rules for demonologists, including new spells and rituals, guidance on demon-focused campaigns, and there's even an introductory adventure in here. And this is really going to annoy Christians, you know, or anybody else of a religious persuasion. But you know, do you remember back in D&D, early D&D days, where you had the satanic panic? You know, this is like. It's bound to stir up a few problems, but probably because it's a niche product, it's an independent product, it's not going to happen. This is the latest edition of the Advanced Fighting Fantasy 2nd edition, and we got the Knights of Doom picture on there, haven't we? By Tony Howe. Yeah, apart from a few really crappy printing quality, this one is really good. So yeah, there you go. So that's part 10, and I'm tired. I'm not tired of it. Just tired, you know, because there's 10 videos. How many hours is that? I don't know. Only you know that. But we're gonna come back. I think we'll probably do one more, maybe 2 more, depending on what we find. We dug out a few Fighting Fantasy anomalies. We've got Clash of the Princes. We've got a Fighting Fantasy. We've got the D20 modules by what's his name? Jamie Wallace or James Wallace or whatever. We've got what else we got here? We've got Maelstrom. We've got the Fighting Fantasy yearbook. We've got the audio story things that are there. We've got the Fighting Fantasy colouring books. We've got some maps to look at, and we've got loads of stuff that I can't remember what it is. But if you're interested in Fighting Fantasy and you want to see some stuff that maybe you haven't seen before, or that's rare, or maybe not so rare, but you'll be shouting at me going, oh, I've got that, I've got that, I've got that. But anyway, come back for part 11, possibly the final part, and we'll see you next time.